farmers and eliminating middlemen to ensure fresher produce at competitive prices, the government has adopted a similar policy to help curb post-harvest losses. Speaking at the 41st National Farmers' Day celebration in Dodowa, Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Oklu announced a new quarterly food and exhibition fair aimed at enabling farmers to sell directly to consumers. She added that the initiative would be strengthened through a collaboration between Tema Harbour and Kotoka International Airport to support farmers in exporting high-value produce to earn foreign exchange.
We all know that farming is truly profitable when farmers have a good market. The region is therefore working on 3 key interventions: quarterly regional food and exhibition fair, which will help to link farmers, processors, aggregators, and traders to help with district sales, networking, and gaining contracts. Establishment of our farmers market to reduce post-harvest losses, to bring consumers closer to the fresh and affordable food, to reduce transportation costs for farmers, leveraging Greater Accra export advantage with both the Tema Harbour and Kotoka International Airport. Farmers can produce high-value fruits, vegetables, poultry, and fish for export. This will increase foreign exchange and create more jobs.
The Municipal Chief Executive for Shai Osudoku expressed concern over the rapid conversion of agricultural lands for real estate development.
We are gradually losing our agricultural land, respectfully, Honorable Regional Minister, to real estate developers. Ever since I became DCE, I have been fighting with our colleagues like in Mampocham, for instance, Tachikopi and other enclaves in Agoto and all those, trying to battle with real estate developers and other landowners and varied land interests over the period. It is becoming alarming to the extent that if we don't take critical efforts, we will lose our agrarian land to real estate development. We will therefore be glad, Honorable Regional Minister, if you will support us to ensure that we demarcate and pursue a development framework that will put agri topical in our district.
At the 41st National Farmers' Day celebration, Edmund Soda Amate was adjudged the overall regional best farmer for Greater Accra, with Murinat Wahab Kwadu named regional best female farmer and Rahim Kofi Kwate awarded regional best youth farmer. The regional best farmer, in an interaction with journalists, also highlighted the challenge posed by high interest rates on bank loans, which continue to hinder agricultural expansion and productivity.
One of the challenges we are facing now at my end are land litigations and also urbanization of our areas, where farmers chiefs will rather want to give land to real estate developers and sack you, the agri producer or the farmer. More also, if you are looking for capital to inject into your business, banks have been requesting for collaterals, high interest that they put on the money, and short duration for payments. And most of agri production, it takes you over a year for you to recoup your investment, or sometimes 2 to 3 years to recoup the investment. But this is the case where you walk into a bank, they give you a loan for 2 years, a loan for a year, with interest rates raising around 22 to 30%.
Well, let's stay with the National Farmers' Day celebration and go on the phone lines and speak to the General Secretary of the General Agricultural Workers Union, Andrew Adukwetego. Good evening to you, sir. Thank you for your time. First of all, what do you make of this quarterly exhibition proposed by government to bring farmers and other players in the agri value chain together?
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, we continue to wish farmers a happy Farmers' Day. And the call by government to bring agricultural groups together is a call in the right direction. To roll out agricultural policies, to roll out agricultural support in a very efficient way it must be done through cooperatives and local unions. For us in the trade unions, we'll call the agricultural establishments local unions. And it's important, and we are going to play a role in this as a General Agricultural Workers Union to gather the farmers, bring farmers together to ensure that government's strategy of reaching farmers through cooperatives is achieved. And we have always called for that. It's important that farmers come together at different levels to be able to do that. The cocoa board model promoted that cocoa groups are into cooperatives, and then they can receive extension support. So this is a laudable call, and the General Agricultural Workers Union, Gov't, will continue our work within our informal economy to also mobilize farmers to get access to government support in agriculture.
All right, let's talk about the celebration itself. What are your general impressions about this year's Farmers' Day celebrations?
I think it is very important that those who put food on our table, if you have eaten today, which I know you have, you took some lunch, and yesterday you ate, we should be grateful to some people who are the producers. So it's important that every state recognizes its heroes. That's those who put farm food on the table. And for us, the farmers are. When we talk about the essential services in Ghana, I think that the farmers come as number one. Beyond when you eat well and you have very good, nutritious meal, you do not need medication at all times. So food is number one. And food is also, or agriculture is the first job that God gave to man. So if we are lucky to have Ghanaian agricultural workers supporting in this, we as people should find a time to celebrate them and say thank you to them. If you have eaten today, clap for a farmer and say thank you to a farmer. And that is why it is important this one goes on.
Well, Mr. Tego, I mean, in the past weeks, we've witnessed reports of food gluts in some parts of the country. We know that the government is releasing about 200 million cedis for the buffer stock to buy these food items. Generally, how do you propose to the government to deal with the issues of food gluts so that it does not reoccur in the future?
Yeah, this has been our call for a very long time, that we import too much into our country, especially when it comes to food products. And there are health implications apart from the dollar implication to food that we bring from out and things that we can do in Ghana. Why do we worry ourselves using hard-earned dollar to import them? It is a very, very good thing the government is doing, that President instructing all consumers of government agricultural products that government is paying for, that is our senior high schools, the school feeding program, the free education program, the police, the prisons, and all institutions that government buys food for, to buy from Ghanaian farmers, to buy made in Ghana products. And all of us as a people, we should monitor this, that this is a presidential directive, and we should monitor it. And the president himself said it yesterday at the farmers' Deba, that when we notice people are not adhering to this, we should also bring it to their attention. So we in the General Agricultural Workers Union are encouraging all our members to monitor this policy, because it's a policy that is in line with also what the union stands for. Produce what you eat and eat what you produce. And that is what is it. In the recent glut, you notice that as we are supporting agriculture, food will be produced. And one of the biggest challenges farmers have had all over the country is getting their food to the table. And that is the transporting of their food to the city centers and then getting their food off the farm gate. And we have noted that farmers are poor because of one of this contributes their poverty. They produce the thing, and the post-harvest challenges are huge. The glut is one of them. And if government dedicates 200 Ghana million to buy any excess food, it's a right call. We heard the president say yesterday they spent 100 million before the 200 million in the budget. So that's about 300 million. So we are monitoring all this to ensure that the food our farmers produce from the farm gates gets to the table in the quality in which it's produced. And then the other day, we also called that whenever we are faced with that level, it is not about the food not being produced, it's about the food distribution methodology.
Okay.
Such cases occurs, and agriculture regional managers see this, and we notice them. We should bring this to the attention of the government, locate the places, even if it will call us to use our military robust vehicles to go and bring food to the nearest cities. That is also good. We should not let our farmers take loans, plant for us, expecting that we will eat, and we don't eat their food, rather we eat foreign food. This is not the way to go in 2026 and after this farmers celebration. Gov't has also called for a Ghana agricultural
service.
That is it. The agricultural service we are anticipating will be the policy implementing wing of the government through the Ministry of Agriculture. You know, Ministry of all the other ministries, like we stated, when we go to Ministry of Education, they have the Ghana Education Service with an act supporting it to roll out and implement its policies. Mm-hmm. When we look at the Ministry of Health, we have the Ghana Health Service with a parliamentary act that supports how they enact policies and implement that their policies. We want the same, and we are calling for the same for the agricultural sector, so that all this we are discussing can be a holistic pack that can speak to itself, and we shall all monitor the government in the implementation of that. So that's why we made a statement that we can continue celebrating Farmers' Day, and we love that one. Mm-hmm. But Farmers' Day celebration without the Ghana Agricultural Service System, we are not very happy with that. And then we call for government to begin a process of getting this for our dear country, where agriculture drives whatever we do for consumption and for industry. And we want to grow our agriculture, so we must also do this one for Ghana.
All right, I'm sure the government has heard you. This Mr. Andrew Adukwetego, the General Secretary for the General Agricultural Workers Union. Well, you're still here on the